Are watching a brand new Sports Fusion episode here on YouTube. My name is Alex Fuse. We got a big live show right now. We got a CBS 6 reporter, Doug Sherman. So, Doug, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing just fine, thank you. How are you, Alex?
I'm doing great. Gotta love the sports right now. We are moving into the off season with baseball. So, what do you think the Yankees need to do in the off season this year?
They need to get more pitching. I mean, the bottom line is they have been saddled by CC Sabathia's contract over the last three years as he has declined dramatically and coming off of his admission of being an alcoholic and getting fixed, getting himself sober. You know, what can you count on out of him? He's diminished because of his knee, because of his age, because of the wear and tear on his arm, yet they are still the Yankees on the hook for him for the next couple of years. So, you know, you've got money tied up there. You've got a roster and rotation spot presumably tied up there. Who can you really count on coming into next year? Do you get fired up about any of the starting pitchers and where you have any trust that they're going to be able to make 35 quality starts for you? So I think it starts with starting pitching. I think bullpen's fine. You know, they've got a lot of age on the whole roster. Can you expect A-Rod to do even close to what he did? Can you expect Teixeira to stay healthy? When they were healthy and productive, the offense was very good. But they are who they are. They broke down, wore down. So that would be the other thing, trying to, again, get a little younger on the roster in general and get better starting pitching.
So the Mets lost in Game 5 of the World Series this year. What do the Mets have to do? Because they got everything to have a successful team. So what do they got to do to be more successful next year?
Well, they've got to be stronger up the middle. And I know Daniel Murphy is somebody who's very easy to root for and had an epic LDS and LCS, but at the same time, he's a subpar fielder. So no matter where you put him at second base or third base when he's filling in for Dave Wright, he's going to hurt you. And we saw that in October repeatedly where his glove didn't help you. And the reality is he's a good hitter. He's not a great hitter. So that shortstop can get better. Center field defense, we saw when Cespedes was there, that's a crapshoot. Is Lagares good enough to be an everyday center fielder defensively? He certainly is, but does he give you enough on offense? So I would say up the middle and even extend that a stretch to behind the plate. Darno was exposed as a liability defensively because opposing teams, most notably the Royals, just ran crazy on him. And was he not well? Was he not healthy? Or can he really not be counted on to keep another team from running wild on the base pass? So that's where they can get better. And unlike the Yankees, you feel very good about their starting pitching. And with Familia on the back end of the bullpen, you feel very good about, you've got to say at least the next 5, 6, 7 years, if the majority of those guys, A, stay healthy, and B, continue to progress as we kind of expect them to.
So like I mentioned, you are a reporter for CBS 6 and Upstate Sports Edge. So is there a big difference going from reporting about college kids and high school kids?
Yeah, we treat the high school kids much differently than we do the college kids, in part because they're younger, and in large part because they're not on scholarship and they're not professionals. They're just kids, you know, trying to do well, and it's extracurricular activity for them. And while they do devote lots and lots of time and energy and effort to this, they're still just kids. So, you know, when we report on a score, we don't say Shelmont crushed Broad Alban Perth. You know, we don't want to make the kids from BP feel any worse than they already do. We can let the final score, the final result speak for itself. We stay away from certain words and adjectives with the high school kids and try and paint it all in a much more positive light because you want to lift up the children. You want to lift up the kids and make them feel better about what they're doing, win or lose. In college, just like with professional athletes, because it's at a different level and they are being paid in some form or fashion, it allows for us to be a little more critical. But still, for the most part, Kelly O'Donnell and myself, the two new folks we've brought into the department as well, kind of feel the same way, that to varying degrees from high school to college up to professional, you do handle them differently for a variety of reasons.
So what is the atmosphere of the track in the summer?
The atmosphere of the track?
Yeah.
It was was fantastic. I mean, I've been in this area for about a quarter century now, and I don't remember a summer where the buildup was actually paid off like it was this year with the Triple Crown winner coming. And even though American Pharoah lost, I was there for Travers Day, and it was really exciting. And there have been other huge races over the last 25, 30, 35 years in Saratoga, and Cigar's great run, I think it was in the summer of '96, where he had the unbeaten streak, was very exciting. But obviously nothing is like having a Triple Crown winner come in, and just the magnitude of the horse and the way the horse carries himself and the level of success transcends the sport of horse racing, in that people who aren't fans of the sport per se could really get excited about going to Saratoga this year.
Do you think next track season is going to be as exciting as this one?
Well, it's going to be hard to match it, Alex. And again, it's kind of predicated on having a super horse like we had with American Pharoah this year. And if you don't have that, it's going to take some other big story. And in that sport, I'm not sure how you do that, how you replicate a Triple Crown winner without actually having one. And so we went nearly 40 years between Triple Crown winners. Are we going to have to wait that long again? Or is it going to be like the 1970s where we seem to have one after another after another? If we have another next year, and he does come and run it at Saratoga, whether it's in the Travers or another race, I think absolutely we can have the same kind of excitement and buzz.
Okay, last question here is before we wrap up this interview. What inspired you to make up the show Upstate Sports Edge?
Well, I can't take credit for the idea. It was our bosses here who were trying to fill a niche that the area has all this great high school sports going on, and we cover so much of it, but in our relatively limited time that's allotted on the newscast at 6, 6:30, and 11 o'clock. A lot of stories and more in-depth versions of them were left on the cutting room floor, so to speak. So by doing this longer form show, we're able to shine a spotlight on a lot more high school and college players in the area, and a lot of the, Siena basketball, Albany basketball, Union hockey, RPI hockey, the big Division I programs in the area, they get their share of coverage, and they're going to get it. But it's like for instance today, the NCAA women's soccer tournament field is being announced, and both Siena and Albany are in the field, and they are learning who they are matched up against and who they'll be playing. Now, if it was pre-Upstate Sports Edge, they'd get their 30 or 40 seconds on our newscast as best we could. But as it stands now with this new show, tonight at 10:30, basically the entire half hour is going to be about each of those programs, along with Sage Soccer, which has made the NCAA Division III men's tournament. So those stories, and the high school kids, and getting ready for the state tournament, and all this, that, and the other thing, that's what we're able to do with the Sports Edge.
Okay, Doug, thank you for coming on, and good luck with the show, and I'll be watching tonight at 10:30.
Sounds good. Thanks so much, Alex.
Yeah, no problem. Okay, guys, thank you for Doug Sherman for coming on this big live Sports Feuzion episode. Hit this like button and the subscribe button, and comment below on what you think of this show. And follow me on Twitter at sports_Feuzion, and I will see you tomorrow at 7:30.